Good day. Welcome to Words of Wisdom. It's so lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're well. I hope you're enjoying your weekend so far. I've been out all day today, in and out, in the rain, walking dogs, doing horses twice. In rain, I was just like, and I got home and I just felt quite tired. I felt like I needed to rest, so I did. I was going to come straight on my table, but I didn't. I went and I listened to my body. I listened to what I needed to do. I did a beautiful meditation, opening up my crown chakra and just allowing for some more light to shine in. And I thought, well, sometimes you've just got to understand that you've been given time to be able to do this. I wanted to share with you, I did find a little black feather very beautifully placed on my just by my bed this morning, which I thought was really very sweet. It's come from something over here, but it managed to make its way towards my bed, and I saw it this morning on the floor. So that sort of gave me a little smile. Very magical, very, very magical. I have saged, and I have decided the cards that we are gonna have as our guidance for today. And I don't really have anything else to say other than keep following your path, keep listening to your guidance. I had guidance this morning from White Feather Tarot, whom I absolutely adore, and I always ask for Spirit to pick my card, and I think it was pile number 3. 3 is very significant for me at the minute, and it was very good. It was very on point. It was very, oh yes, absolutely. I know, I hear it. I resonate with the story. I know what this is. But the other one that I wanted to, the other pile that I was thinking of was with Sagittarius, my star sign. Anyway, during the reading, she mentioned go to pile number 2. So I did. And it was very significant to me. I'd had a conversation with my daughter about a situation in my family dynamic, and it was all about this sort of, this sort of lineage, and about healing, and about, past life connections, things like that. And I'd had this conversation with my daughter and what have you, and I suddenly recognized the synchronicity, the similarity of my situations, these sort of worlds that I sort of seem to dip into, and then it sort of makes, and often we find that we have this similarity of things, and it just suddenly makes sense. And it was just quite profound. So I'm just kind of feeling like it's very important when we're on our beautiful journey and we network and we tap into readings and we follow people and we get guidance. But I keep saying the same thing, unless you're ready to hear it, you're not going to really hear it. Yeah, you might hear some things, but it just is not going to be that depth. It's not going to have that meaning. And that's okay, because it's only when you're ready. And I thought to myself, wow, I can't question things anymore, because I keep getting very clear indication. So I sort of followed that basis, and I went for my walk with my dog. And this is the second time. Yesterday I saw it and I didn't sort of pay too much attention. I noticed it. I said, oh, right, okay. An earthworm was on the I walked on an earthworm. I saw this worm as I was walking on the pavement. And then today the same thing again, and it made me the earthworm. So I'm going to look up what earthworm means. I mean, I'm sure we've got an earthworm in here, but I wanted to see if I can find it. I want to see if it's a guy, something to be, yeah, earthworm. There it is. It is there, earthworm. I've just seen it there. Right. Shy, hesitant, reluctant to share inner vision. We have all felt the woes of the earthworm at some point along the way. The earthworm indicates a newbie or novice working to establish confidence in a new field. Others around you may seem wise and experienced, but it's important to remember that once felt earthworm energy too. Others around you may seem wise and experienced, but it's important to remember they once felt earthworm energy too. This card is a reminder not to be intimidated or lose hope. Mastery takes time and you're on the right track. Now, isn't that interesting how I just said to you? You know, it takes that. You're not ready to hear things sometimes, and it can take a while before it finally sort of drops into space. And you think, right, I know. And that, when you feel it in a depth, that's when it's like, wow. And that's what happened with me this morning. Mastery takes time and you're on the right track. Besides, rumor has it a beginner's mind offers the most valuable insights, which I'm offering you guys. Isn't that profound? So when in balance, earnest, intelligent, and valuable. When out of balance, self-conscious or apprehensive. To bring into balance, speak up. Risk embarrassment. There. So there we are. I think that's a really important message that somebody might need to hear. And that is always my intention whenever I do my readings, is that, you know, if one person needs to hear something, may they find it, you know, may they hear it. May they hear it, you know. And I heard it this morning and I'm very blessed. And I did say, you know, sometimes it'll take a week, a month, a year, but other times it's literally the minute you are... Here comes that yawn again. I'm so sorry. The minute you are on an alignment with spirit, with source, you know, it happens much quicker. You see things much quicker, and I mean see things much quicker. All right, so we keep getting that energy. Our lovely yawn. I'm not sure who it is, but we definitely feel that beautiful energy that comes down and gives guidance. So I'm so sorry. Let me just breathe. Take a sip of water. Okay. And I'm not tired, so it's a bit of a strange one. But anyway, let us get our significator card, our inner temple. I'm going to do my inner temple oracle attunement. I activate and step into my inner temple now, portal of my heart, home of my soul. Through the portal of my heart, I connect with my inner temple. Through each of my body's senses, I connect with my inner temple. Sacred below me, sacred above me, sacred around me, and sacred within me. I activate the wisdom and power that is always being deep within. May these cards deliver clear messages and reflections to me and all who use them for the highest interest of all. I am guided. I am led. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's very strange. I don't yawn very often, so I don't know what this is about. But anyway, let us ask then for our inner temple guidance for today, please. Inner temple guidance, please. Can we have some inner temple guidance about this reading and this guidance? What is this going to give us today? We really love that. Okay, before I'm going to open that card that has jumped, I keep getting a lot of this with cards at the minute, especially when I'm doing my TikTok. It's like I stand up here and these cards are constantly I feel quite a powerful energy. I need to go and put some cream on my hands, so I'll be back. Right, sorry about that. I had to go and put some cream on my hands because they were so dry, and I was thinking, my goodness. But before I turn this card around as well, I want to get our guidance today. So it is the 7th. Yes, it is. 7. Happiness depends on attitude, not material wealth. Isn't that the truth? And you know, I spent a good number of years really praying that I'd win the lottery, that I'd find a way in which, with money, to change my life, because I wanted to be happy. And my whole journey, that since I actually recognized that it wasn't about that, and it took me a long time to really get to feel happiness. I kept associating. My whole journey has had this whole material, financial burden, pulling it down, stopping things, all of this sort of story. The happiness part of it is the focus, and it's quite interesting that it comes up in my life a lot now to test me on, I don't need anything anymore. I don't want, I'm not here to do readings and earn money, and all I'm wanting to do is follow my soul purpose, and my gifts have activated for me to do that. And happiness, it gives me in a very beautiful way. And I just think if we hook on to material wealth as going to provide us with happiness, you can never be happy. And that is true, So it depends on your attitude, happiness does. If you don't abandon hope, hope won't abandon you. So yesterday we also had the word hope. Hope seems to be something that is really prevalent. It's in my energy as well at the minute. And I know I tried to snuff out hope at one point, because I kept saying hope is keeping me stuck. But again, you see, when you think about, if you don't abandon hope, hope won't abandon you. There's always hope. There is always that opportunity. There could always be something, and if you don't attach things to hope, perhaps that is the learning, Right, so let us see what our beautiful Inner Temple Significator card is. The Tall Poppy. Again, absolutely. I mean, this is just, look at this beautiful, it's still shining the light. It's about standing tall. It's about really just, rising above the norm, rising above others, rising above what people say. It's so interesting how we sort of, thought about how important it is to recognize that we don't need other people to tell us. Look what the earthworm was all about. I need to keep that open because it is a very significant, others around you may seem wise and experienced, but it's important to remember they once felt earthworm energy too. This card is a reminder not to be intimidated or lose hope. So hope in the earthworm, hope here. There's a very significant message. Don't lose hope. Rise above the tall poppy, rise above. I'm going to read it to you anyway, because we will get more of a picture, because we did read it the other day. You might have remembered it. I don't. Because when I'm channeling, often I just go, and then I'll just think, what was I talking about? I can't. Some things will remain. It's about, obviously, refuse to feel ashamed, refuse to take less space, refuse to be bound, and refuse to be dimmed. Dance, sing, shake, scream, walk, run, talk to a trusted one. Don't let any part of your soul leave. Your light is needed here. And that's what how that light is shining and making. So really, really remember that. Your value. It's about who you are and how you are valued, and how you value yourself, and how you see yourself. Okay, so I'm going to move my little black, and we're going to get the Ethereal Insight cards now. I think it's quite important to recognize what it is that we need help with, what is coming. Can we have some guidance into what the story could be? What is the insights here from source right now? What can we, you know, and I think this will also help you guys to know is if this is for you, if you're on that right path, on the right track, there'll be something that might resonate with you. So I don't often try and do stories. I try and do guidance, but let's see what comes up. I felt called to get ethereal insight cards today. So can we please have some guidance for today? Okay. All right. So we've got chemistry, magnetic bond, a perfect match. We've got something that was lost, confused, or something's missing. All right. Let's have a little look. Something about self-improvement and personal development and prioritizing yourself. Something about unresolved, unprocessed emotions, repressed feelings. Something about being unhealed and choices, decisions, options, and crossroads. Okay. So, when we think about the tall poppy and the earthworm, okay, I'm feeling very strongly that there is something that perhaps, you know, as when you have a connection with somebody, a chemistry, a bond, a perfect match, when you think something is there, often you've got to remember that it is about you that is important in any connection. And we get a bit lost, don't we? We get a bit overwhelmed with, you know, what it is that we want. And sometimes that's when we have to make decisions. That's when we sometimes have to remember that we have our own light, that we need to shine. And I think if you're watching this and you've connected with me, it is about going on our soul purpose and our journey right now and making sure that we remain focused on and true to ourselves. As you know, I've got this twin flame journey myself, and often, you know, there's no disputing, like I said to you, the idea of the chemistry, the love, the bond. And when you meet someone and you feel that bond, it can be a bit overwhelming. And you can get lost in it. You can forget who you are. And, you know, sometimes when there's issues, okay, they trigger those repressed, unhealed feelings, unhealed emotions, things that haven't been, you know, sort of healed in yourself. And that is where we have to remain in this very focused energy of self, of being, of self-improvement, improving, of knowing that it is our life that is very important. To become the best version of who we are, so that other people will, the right people will be coming to us, because that's what we would put out, not the worst version of ourselves. So a perfect match is lovely, but it has to align. It has to be, you know, you have to feel that this is going to be something that is going to be for your good. You know, you want to be the best version of yourself. You know, happiness depends on that attitude, isn't it? You know, so let's just ask a bit more about this chemistry. What chemistry, please? A bit more detail, please, about this chemistry. Who is this? What is the situation? Okay. Happy, satisfied, emotionally content, and stability. So these two cards came out actually on top of choices when I asked what this chemistry is. And if you are currently with somebody that is, you know, you've met somebody that is really giving you you have great chemistry, but you're still feeling like something is missing. You know, your own personal development, you need to prioritize yourself. You need to really recognize your decisions, your options. Are you happy and satisfied? Is it bringing you the feeling of balance and stability? Remember, the tall poppy is about growing above what the norm is, growing above something that maybe you've always done, possibly, you know, allowing that light to guide you. Self-improve. Let's see if there's anything else. Right, so incomplete without them, the final piece of the puzzle. So when you think about choices, when we think about which way to go, we can overthink, can't we? We can get to a point where we're going, well, actually, you know, if we don't just put up with this, what is our options? We get worried, and we have to make sure that we go back. You're going to get some news about this, an update, a message, some communication. So maybe this will be something that you need right now. And funny how I talked about in the very beginning of whether we hear our guidance or our messages, and sometimes it can take a little while to drop, and other times it's like almost instant. And that's what happened with me this morning. So when you get into an aligned state, your information, your communication, your understanding, you know, suddenly the confusion won't be there because you trust in what it is that you've heard. I'm not going to say that it's completely, you understand it completely, because there's no tangible evidence to it. It's just a inner knowing. It's just intuition. It's just a feeling. It's just energy at work. But when you hear your guidance and you understand what it is, it can often be that aha moment, that final piece of the puzzle. And like I said to you, I'm very happy. Material wealth isn't something that I need any longer. I associated the material reset. There's a reset coming on this. I associated material wealth with freedom. And yet I found freedom without it, effectively. I have a job, I can live, I can eat, I have a roof over my head, I'm very happy. What I recognized I needed was to love me, and I needed the love. And my spiritual ascension began. And that really showed me this, the light. So I don't know why I'm sharing this so much today, but I feel like somebody might need to hear this right now. So if you do, absolutely fine. Give me a thumbs up that you're okay. And we've got a deep convo coming as well. So communication, I actually did think to myself, I wondered if this would come out. Deep convo and a talking stage. So this is something that is going to help you with your decision. It'll help you with this fulfillment and stability and knowing. And it's because you've done your improving. It's because you've done your, and it says here, prepare as well. And something about being official, and the reset button is there again. So there you are. I can't give you any more than that. It's literally throwing an exact, I said what is happening, what is coming. So there will be something. It's a reset on this. And I felt that very much this morning on the reading that resonated with me. And I was like, wow. And yesterday when I said to you, I had that interview with that lovely lady, and it was just something that I talked about 2 years ago. And it was like, wow, it's there, you know. So yeah, very beautiful opportunity, perhaps perhaps there's something you've had hope for. Is this official or situation to be made official, to be with this person that's going to give you fulfillment? But, you know, a deep conversation and the talking stage at the same time. There's a lot that needs to be discussed. And, you know, I think you're at a place now where you're ready for that. Get ready, plan for your future. This is something, the missing piece. Okay, the final piece of the puzzle will come clear for you. So I'm going to, and happiness depends on your attitude. It's not about, it's remembering the value of you and what brings you happiness. And if this person can do that for you now, if it's somebody that's returning, if it's somebody new that you've met, there's definitely a perfect match, a chemistry, you feel it. It's something that, you know, perhaps was a bit confusing in the past, or something you knew was missing from your life, and then someone turns up and you just know they fit the picture, that missing piece. So prepare, Spirit is telling you. All right, so let us ask then, please, because I do want to get the animal cards to just confirm this situation, this message, this update that is about to come. What can you give us guidance on, please, our beautiful sacred animals? Okay, there was a card that flipped over, but I can't see it. There it is, the firefly and something else. Okay, so a firefly, but this one's on my lap. The wolf. Wow. Wow. Now, a wolf, as you know, often is a mate for life. Very powerful, often on totems. And I felt like that was the overriding energy that came out very strongly and sat on my lap. So I'm going to, where's my book? I just had it. Oh, there we are. Wolf. Let's get our wolf. The wolf is, we've got firefly and wolf. Where's my wolf? There. Guardian of family and tribe, activism and ritual. The wolf's mission is to uphold the well-being of longevity of the pack. Healthy wolf energy expresses itself through activism, mentorship, humanitarian efforts, or teaching. The wolf gets into trouble, and I said to you, I wonder how many of you are teachers once. The wolf gets into trouble when it assumes every member of the tribe must follow suit. This includes children walking in their parents' footsteps. Wow. And I've been talking a lot about lineage and ancestral things. Although it will surely be uncomfortable at first, practicing tolerance helps balance out agitated wolf energy. Contemplate the following: embrace all, exclude none. So when in balance, reliable, democratic and fearless. When out of balance, judgmental and dominating. To bring into balance, practice letting go. So we're talking about something that, on this top row, there was a very strong bond with somebody, but it got confused, something got lost, and it was about your self-improvement, because there was a lot of unhealed energy, unresolved emotions and feelings, and then you had some choices and decisions to make. Now on the return, we've got some news that's coming in. Spirit is saying it's going to make you happy, and on the next sort of stage, it's about being official, talking, conversation. We have here the vulture. Okay, and the vulture really is about, you know, picking clean and tidying up, and, you know, very insightful the vulture is. And the earthworm. Let me just get the vulture. So the vulture is the guardian and the purifier, essential for rebalance. So it's coming back round. The vulture is perhaps the most misunderstood creature. This intriguing bird balances our ecosystem, prevents the spread of disease. It does the dirty work that no one else wants to see, and cleans up our messes. The vulture appears when there's a situation that needs to be purified or brought back into balance. And I think this talking stage and this deep convo is what is needed in order for this to happen, for this reset button, for this stability and, you know, fulfillment that is there, because you have good chemistry, you have things that need to happen. The firefly, of course, when in balance, clarifies and reveals wisdom. When out of balance, dramatic, aggressive. When to bring into balance, clean your space, sage. All right, let's just see our little firefly. We have the fire ant. Do we have the firefly here as well? No, where's our fire ant? Firefly, where are you? Oh my goodness, fireflies is... Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to that. Firefly is on here. Inspired and fantastic, yet fleeting. So the firefly contains the light of 1,000 stars. It's pure, radiant, and illuminating. This high-frequency charge cannot be sustained for long. Therefore, the firefly card indicates a moment of inspiration or awakening that quickly fades if we do not catch it. There is firefly energy behind every poem, song, and invention. Our job is to be ready to harness this creative spirit when it graces our path. What can you do to support this precious and elusive light? And this is where we have to prepare. This is where we need to be ready. So when you hear your message, listen, you know, really take it on board. When in balance, writes, creates, and brainstorms. When out of balance, burnt out, feels dull. To bring into balance, write a poem or draw. So cleaning things up is really going to be very important. But as soon as something happens, something comes, maybe it's the news, maybe it's this update, maybe it's this communication that is going to, you're going to recognize, and it's going to immediately bring about this idea of talking and deep convo, and you've got to decide how you're going to allow that into your life. It's your choice, Spirit is saying. Okay, you've got to make this decision. Are they coming back as healed, this person, or are they not? If they are, beautiful. If they're not, that is your choice. It's not going to make you very happy, is it? Okay, but there's I feel like this could be definitely something that's going to happen. I just want to get us an energy card before I ask Sacred Traveler. Let's get an energy card about this, please. This situation, official. Wow. Okay, thank you. Ooh. A woman holding a coin. So this is about, it can be about finances, interestingly enough, but also a woman with good stability, a good grounding and understanding. So it could be you, right? You've managed to do this. And I told you the story. I walked out with very little because it wasn't about the wealth. It was about my happiness. And this woman is sitting, holding her coin. The black cat is there. So intuitive wisdom, very on point. Sit in with your pentacle of knowing that this is your stability. This is your groundedness. This is where you have got to show the understanding to what this is for you now. Okay. Let's ask Sacred Traveler for guidance based on this situation that is coming. I don't know how long it's going to be. We will ask, but let's just ask for some guidance, please, from our Sacred Traveler. Please. Okay, go slow, take time. Okay, so this stage could be a little while. You've been fogged in maybe with it, but let's see what this one was that came out. Staying focused, hold the course. And that really is the same as this card here. Okay, hold the course, your course. Remember, I keep saying we're on the course. Make sure that you've done the work. You're the tall poppy now. You are the tall poppy. Hold the course. Take your time. Go slow. There's no rush with this. Spirit is saying, okay, even though the firefly is a fleeting moment, you will know when to grab it when you need to. Gates of triumph. Success expands in your life. Stability, happiness, fulfillment. The door is opening, I'm feeling very strongly. And first light, beginning a new cycle. So it is coming round again for you. Cleansing waters, purification activates vibrant life force. There was me earlier on meditating. Rest, make sure, take your time. Think about this very clearly for yourself. Okay, be very aware of that. I'm going to ask a time. I don't know whether we'll be lucky enough to get some time. Spirit might give us some time, but let's ask. When can we expect the start of this, the news to arrive before our talking stage? When can we expect the news, please, Spirit? When? Can you give me some indication, please? It's time to let go. Okay, so no, it's time to let go. 44, it is protective. It does say underneath in the next couple of months, which is 43, interestingly enough. So I feel like within the next couple of months, but right now, next week looks promising. Right now, Spirit is saying, let it go. Stay focused. Okay, remember who you are. Okay, this is your turn. Okay, when it's your turn. All right, things may be, I feel like it is on its way, but it's taking its time always. Things that are you know, worth waiting for are worth something, aren't they? So within the next couple of months, we've got on top of deep convo and what have you. But if you don't abandon hope, hope won't abandon you. And I feel like that is a beautiful guidance for us today. So my friend, thank you very much for joining. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to make send me a message, please do. I always love to hear from you. You take time. Stay focused on you. You are a beautiful woman holding a coin. You have the stability now. It's all about you. You've spent a long time healing. You know, this is your choice. Whenever this happens, it'll be your choice. You decide. If it doesn't benefit you, then you won't want it, will you? Because you will know. You will know. You will know. Bingo. Aha. Light on. It'll happen. So, thank you for joining me. I'll see you again soon.